Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacey Flowers and I am a student of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, and I'm on a journey to become 100% debt-free. My current debt is nearly $200,000. I'm on baby step number 2 to repay all of my debts. My income is right around $9,000 and I work for myself in my own company part-time. In this video, I'm going to be going over my 2019 financial goals. So if you are interested in that, please keep watching. So I'm super excited about doing this video because I'm a girl who loves goals, and I'm really a girl who likes reflection and looking back at progress. And as I was preparing for this video, there was just so much grand information that came up. For those of you guys who don't know, at the top of 2018, I set 4 financial goals. If you want to see sort of where my state of mind was, how I was feeling, what I was going through when I set those goals, I'll make sure I leave a link in the description box, and there'll be a little slide in for you to watch that video. I do think that it's worth watching because it truly shows you how much can happen in a year. Like, a lot can happen in a year. Of my 4 financial goals, I was only able to reach 2 of the 4 financial goals, but even though I was only able to reach 2 of the financial goals, I am over the moon proud of myself for having reached those financial goals, because they taught me so much about myself and my finances that I don't think, had I set any other sort of goal, I would have been able to uncover that. So the 2 financial goals that I was able to reach was 1, restoring my financial dignity, and then 2, saving my baby emergency fund. And what I learned through restoring my financial dignity, for those of you guys who don't know, at the top of 2017, I got incredibly sick. It didn't work for nearly a year. And in me not working for a year, like, I obviously didn't earn any money, but also I wasn't smart with my money. So I didn't have any savings in place. I didn't have sort of any relationships in place that would actually be able to support me while in the event that I was going in a crisis. So I didn't have resources. I didn't have relationships. I didn't have savings in place. I was blessed because there was one incredible, amazing human being who showed up on my path and who took care of everything. But I would be silly it would be wrong of me to give you guys the impression that that was something that I knew was there. In no way, shape, or form did I know that sort of provision was going to be there. And I am incredibly blessed and incredibly grateful to have had someone show up on my path to support me in that way, because honestly, if this person hadn't have shown up, I don't actually know what would have happened, because it was a very, very dark place. In addition to me like collapsing financially, emotionally, physically, and mentally, I collapsed as well, and I experienced something called nervous exhaustion and battled through severe depression and anxiety. It was just a very difficult year. And so on the tail end of that, I started this financial journey, and I started this financial journey from being in a place of total dependence. Like, obviously I couldn't take care of rent, but it wasn't just me not being able to take care of rent. It was also, I couldn't cover my feminine hygiene products. Like, I had no money coming in. And since I was about maybe 13 or 14 years old, I've never actually been dependent on anyone else for basic necessities. And so it was a very difficult thing for me to go through, but then also for me to come out of that experience with me attempting to manage mental illness, me also managing all of the things that come with like having a company and that company failing, you know, me managing motherhood, me managing all of the things that you manage when you go through a crisis. It was a very, very difficult thing. And so my number one goal was like, I just want to restore my financial dignity. Like, I want to be able to pay my rent and buy my feminine hygiene products. Like, this is all I want to be able to do. And so I'm so grateful that I was able to reach that goal. Then second to that, my second goal was I wanted to complete baby step number 1, which is to create a baby emergency fund, which was to save $500. And again, in the grand scheme of things, of you being a fully functioning adult, saving $500 doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But when you have nothing and you're starting all over, it's a big deal. But even if you have something, but you're running with the financial blueprint that I had, which was piss poor, saving $500 is like the hardest thing that I've ever tried to do in all the land. And so I'm so grateful for having reached those 2 financial goals, because they taught me so much. And mainly they taught me that, like, your goals are important in and of themselves, yes, but they are not as important as who you become in your attempt to reach them. So like, I'm grateful that I decided to let like restoring my financial dignity be the goal, like rather than it being something that other people expected, that other people thought I was capable of doing. It's like, no, restoring my financial dignity is the goal. And the woman that I became in the process of doing that, she's amazing. I feel incredible. Okay. And then second to that, also like going after starting the baby emergency fund, like it's fascinating what happens when you have to do something that's so countercultural and it doesn't seem like it's difficult, but it's a challenge for you. So it's just like stacking those habits and actually seeing my mindset shift into a place where I'm like, I have financial dignity and I have a savings account, and now I'm ready to move forward and like face all of these other things that go along with finances. So that's sort of where I'm at right now. And as I'm transitioning into my 2019 financial goals, I thought it would be good to just look back at the numbers that I had in 2018, because when I was doing the math, they totally shocked me. And I just think it's important, because they're financial goals, like it's important that I share the financial part. And so total net income, and this is net, I don't know what my gross income is just yet. I'll find out with taxes, but I feel like my gross income isn't as important as my net income, because I'm paying off debt based off of my net. So I think that number is more important. But net income that I totaled for 2018, and I am including monetary gifts inside of this income total, because I spent those gifts as if they were income, if that makes sense. And if you're curious as to like what I get in gifts, like in my budget report cards, I always list gifts on there. So total net was $30,491.53. Now this is an amazing number for several reasons, because I was able to do a lot on $30,000. Like I surely thought that I made way more than $30,000 just with respect to what I was able to do in terms of me being able to move, in terms of me being able to start my company, in terms of me being able to, you know, transition to only exclusively working in my company, me being able to visit with my son, me being able to enjoy the Christmas holiday, you know, me being able to have the things in my home that keep me comfortable, me being able to eat food that I enjoy. Like I know that 30,000, I don't want to say that it's the average, but 30,000 net relative to what I was making seems like it's so little to be able to live on, but like I really felt like I lived like this incredible, amazing life. So super surprised that the number was so low, just because I felt like I really did enjoy my life and enjoy the things that I was actually able to do on that $30,000. The other number that I think is really important is how much total debt did I pay off in 2018. And the total debt that I actually paid off in 2018 was $6,276.14. That's important because there's a difference between how much I paid off versus how much was forgiven. And so I'm only calculating the actual amount in dollars that I paid towards debt. And that total is $6,276.14, which again is kind of amazing, because if you take that, if you just take 6 minus 30, that means I lived off of, you know, $24,000, which is kind of incredible for me to be a whole entire mom and a whole entire adult woman. And I managed to live off of that, in the sense of like, if $6,000 went towards debt, I didn't get the enjoyment of that $6,000, right? Like, so only $24,000 is what I was able to, you know, pay for my therapist, pay my rent, get my feminine hygiene products. It's amazing what you can do when you actually stick to a budget. So those are my numbers for 2018. So after I did all of the reflection, after I looked at all the numbers, after I looked over everything, because you guys know that I also look at everything monthly, I realized that rather than me setting multiple financial goals, I really only want to focus on one financial goal for 2019. And my one financial goal for 2019 is to complete baby step number 2. That is what I'm going to pour all of my energy into in 2019, is completing baby step 2. And for those of you all who are not familiar with baby step 2, in Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, it is where you pay off all of your debt excluding your mortgage. And so for me, that would include my student loans, my IRS bill, and my medical debt. and BCD. So I have one business debt, I have an IRS bill, I have medical bills, and then I have student loans. And my goal for 2019 is to get those all paid off. And I am like, when I think about it, initially when I first was thinking about it, like I felt excited, but I also felt like a little bit of like pressure. But then when I was like doing the review of last year, it really helped me to be able to see, first of all, a lot can happen in a year. Second of all, when I'm focused on something, amazing things happen. And I'm just really excited about seeing like what amazing things can happen if I actually focus my energy and effort towards completing baby step 2. So I'm excited to share that journey with you all. I'm excited to go on the journey. I'm excited to see just all of the development, all of the things that happen out of me, like putting everything full force behind this particular goal. So I would love to know, what are your 2019 financial goals? Let me know in the comments below, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.